The Sheriff's Association in Florida is just has such a rich history of the sheriffs, our predecessors, getting it right, and it's kind of it's a little scary for us younger sheriffs come along, and you look at the history that we have and the accomplishments that were made and what lies ahead. You know, how do we keep the ship righted and going in the right direction? We're out there in our counties. We hear what the people want. So when we collectively come together with our legislative group and go over to Tallahassee, when we hear these different laws that they're trying to pass that are going to really affect our communities and our citizens, you know, their rights and things like that, it's imperative that we're involved in that. But now there's a balance there because our constituents want us home. They want us in the county. But this is business that needs to be conducted by the sheriffs because we're at the front line. I mean, we hear it directly from our people. So whenever they hear things going on that they're not happy with, we are a voice that can carry this over to Tallahassee for the legislature to hear it from us. And it's a pretty powerful message when the sheriffs come collectively over there and say, our folks do not like this. You might want to rethink this. I'll tell you, I had an old sheriff that I worked for years ago. He says, Mark, he said, there's one statistic that we'll never capture, and that's crimes prevented through active patrolling. And when you stop and think about it, that's pretty deep. Just a marked unit rolling through a neighborhood, if you have criminal activity that may be fixing to happen and they look over and they see that patrol unit, they may stop what they're doing. So you've prevented a crime just by being there. The other thing is it's a sense of security for the citizens. One of the things we do at our sheriff's offices when the guys are out patrolling and they see people out, they stop and talk to them. They introduce themselves. So it's paramount that we get out there and we extend that, you know, that hand out to them because they're going to see a lot more than we can ever see. And you hit pay dirt whenever the citizens actually pick the phone up and call you and say, hey, this is going on, it's suspicious. That is pay dirt to us because they have trusted us enough to give us a phone call. It's certainly an honor to be a sheriff, you know, to be elected by your constituents within your county, for them to put so much trust into an individual. You know, the office of sheriff, we answer to the people of our county, and we are their voice, you know, when it comes to answering for them, making sure that they feel the community is safe. It's so multifaceted, and I can tell you, I felt like I had a lot of experience prior military service. You know, was a commander in the military, had worked enlisted, but then in command. Worked in private sector a little bit with business, but when you become a sheriff and the citizens look to you for guidance, for leadership, you know, and when bad things happen, human nature is that people gravitate to where it's safe. They want things safe. They want it put back together, and that's the expectation they place on us. So whenever that dark cloud rolls in and bad things are happening, they're looking for that person. And you know, it makes us as sheriffs, you know, knowing that we've got that, to work that much harder to be and provide everything that we can for our citizens.